Now, in your bio, it says you did sail down to the Caribbean at some point in your life, and I would imagine your next song, Sun, Rum and Rain, was very much influenced by your time there.
It was. As a matter of fact, I actually started the song when I was down there. We had sailed down on a schooner called the Voyager, 95-foot schooner from Mystic, Connecticut to St. Thomas. And on the way, we had 30-foot seas and 50-knot winds, and the boat got a little beat up when we got down there. We had to put the boat back together again before we went into service. There were 15 of us in the crew that took the boat down, but only 5 of us were staying, so only 5 of us were going to put the boat back together. I wasn't one of them. Neither was the navigator, Peter Metcalf. Peter and I would get up at about 8 o'clock in the morning, have a West Indies breakfast, a handful of cornflakes and a bottle of rum, and then we'd watch the crew work. And they'd varnish all kinds of stuff, lay it out there in the sun, and about 9:15, big old black cloud would roll across the mountain, dump about 2 inches of rain in 20 minutes, and then we'd have a nice fleecy white trade wind cloud day again. However, the varnish would all be pitted from the water, so the crew would be running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and Peter and I were sitting underneath the whiskey staysail. That's what we called an awning there. And the captain came by one day while we were watching this circus, and he goes, "You know, you can't get anything done around here. If it isn't the sun, it's the rum. If it isn't the rum, it's the rain." Peter turned to me and goes, "Rick, there's a song in that." I said, "Yep, you're right."
All right, let's hear it.
Way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, now we're down in the Caribbean, hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. Well, you rain's hard but not for long, but long enough to make everything else go wrong. All that's sanded is wet on the boat, just when the bright work needs another coat. And then the power is shorted out. You don't know whether you should cry or if you should shout. The only 3 things you can explain, they are the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, now way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. Well, you've been out to sea so long, you want to sit and listen to the reggae song. There is work that must be done in the hot and blistering sun. We'll chip that paint and slush down that mast. You'll broil as long as the job does last. And it does no good to complain about the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, now way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane, all of the sun and the rum and the rain. In the evening when the work is done, that's the time you can go out, look for some fun. Buy a $1 bottle of rum, have a drink, then give your mate some. Another bottle, maybe 2 or 3 more. The crew is happy but knows what's in store. Tomorrow morning there will be some great pain because of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, way down in the Caribbean, it's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Yes, now we're down in the Caribbean. It's hard to manage to get things done. It's enough to drive you insane. All of the sun and the rum and the rain. Whee!
That is such a lovely song.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I really enjoy listening to that song.
Well, I enjoy playing it, so that makes us both happy.
That's true.